What is going on? What is going on? What is going on with GT7 daily races? I'm the Casual Racing Gamer. Welcome back to another video, and I am going to share my frustrations. I'm going to share my frustrations with GT7 and the daily races because I have not been happy. Last week, I did one race and I just basically quit the rest of the week. I tried to do a race today. I got one in, I tried to do another one, and I sat in a loading screen for like 25 minutes. What's going on here? So what happens is the daily races are still available, right? They're still available, and we can go into them, right? And then once it's supposed to load up, we basically sit there on a loading screen. Are we gonna race? Sometimes, sometimes not. This race, I waited about 10 minutes. Luckily, I didn't log out. I just waited 10 minutes about, and the race actually went on. Now we have 11 drivers in this race. We started at 16. I don't know if people just quit because they don't want to wait or it just kicks them out. But we ended up with 11. I originally starting in P4 and I ended up getting pole because of it. And that's not a legit way to get pole. I don't want getting pole like that. So I was not happy about that either. I want to be in the correct spot where I am when I'm gridding up. But getting pole because the game either kicked people out or people left because they just didn't want to wait. So you know, this is the race that we're watching right now. This is Laguna Seca. This is Group 4 cars. This is Daily Race B. And I was able to get a race in, luckily. But what has been happening is you basically just sit there in the daily races. Now, I don't know what happens when you log out of a race, if it affects your driver rating. The second race I tried to actually do, I waited about 20-25 minutes. I left my screen on. It didn't go in. And I was like, I'm done. I'm not waiting anymore. So I just closed out the game. Did that affect my driver rating? I honestly have no idea. I have no idea. I don't think anybody knows, and I don't know why this issue has been going on for more than a week now, and I also don't understand why they're allowing the daily races to happen if they're not going to fix the issue. I think they should just close out the daily races. Close out the daily races. Don't make people wait there for 25 minutes and not get into a race. Like, they need to do something about that. Like, just close the daily races. If you want to just have like time trials for until you guys fix the issue, just so guys can, you know, get up there on the board and just do, you know, run some comparisons on their time and things like that. That's one thing. But why do you guys still have the daily races going if there's so many server issues that most of the time you can't even get into a race? It's really frustrating because it's a lot of time wasted, and not everyone has like 25 minutes to sit there before a race, not to get into a race. And then by the time races, you get into a race. So if it's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then a race starts, you know, maybe you have to be somewhere. Maybe you were getting into the race because you had 15 minutes to actually do the race, but now you have to wait 15 minutes before the race started. And, you know, people might have to quit there. So not cool, not understanding what's going on. And it's going to lead to my next question. So here, you know, first let's talk a little bit about the race. Going down the chicane there, you always have to be careful with that chicane. Again, I started in pole, wasn't expecting pole. The game finally loaded up and I was in pole and I was like, oh, okay. But running P1 right now, and my whole thing here is, you know, run consistent, run good. Don't do anything too crazy. I wasn't looking for first place here, so if I can keep first place, that's great. If I fall back a couple places, I'm still good, you know, with a podium finish if I can take it. But everyone running close here, everybody running good. But it leads me to my next question. So we have the Quest 3 coming out, right? Obviously, I race in PSVR2. I only race in VR. And oh, look at this move. Look at this move here by B3. Oh, trying to take me on the inside. Can he take me? B30212 does take me on the inside, and that's okay. We'll battle him here. I'll let him take the place. If I can catch him, I'll catch him. But again, I wasn't gonna hit hard, and I really didn't want to put myself at risk of getting knocked out in any way from being, you know, at podium. So I'm looking to stay up in the top 3 if I can, even top 5, and I'm happy with that. But right now running P2. But, you know, with this and these issues going on, I only race in VR, and Quest 3 is coming out. And obviously I started sim racing, if you guys don't know, with iRacing, and on a Quest 2, and now with the Quest 3 is actually coming out tomorrow. And yes, I pre-ordered it. And the thing is, will the Quest 3 actually bring me back to iRacing? Since I've been doing GT7, I've only gone back to iRacing like a handful of times because I've really been enjoying GT7. I enjoy the online gameplay. I enjoy the daily races. And, you know, it's a great community. There's a lot of folks out there that it's just a really cool community. And I love being part of it. And like I said, I enjoy these races. The thing with iRacing is, yes, you know, as a sim racing game, it is supposed to be, you know, one of the most realistic sim racing games, but I'm not a professional driver. I don't need the most realistic. I just want to enjoy. I want to have fun, and I want it to be somewhat realistic, right? I want the cars to handle kind of like they should be handling, and I want to kind of, you know, have the skill to, you know, cars that require trail braking, you know, how to actually, you know, work your tires, not to like things like that. How to keep grip, how to turn, how to accelerate, how to brake properly, and those things are important in GT7 if you want to win and move up in races and take better finishes. So, you know, while this isn't the most realistic sim game, PSVR2 is good. My biggest complaint with PSVR2 was they went with an OLED screen, and to me, I always liked VR headsets that had LCD screens. So with the Quest 3 coming out, having an LCD screen, that to me, that's a big deal, because the OLED screen, you know, you have this dirty screen effect, and, you know, I look past it now. It doesn't really affect me anymore. You know, obviously something noticeable when you first get it, but you know, I'm so past that now that it still looks really good in VR, and the gameplay is super smooth, right? The gameplay is really smooth. You don't have drop frames. You don't have to worry about any of that. Like, I never have a drop frame when running GT7 on PSVR2. The game is super smooth from beginning to end, and I never have an issue like that. Now, going to the Quest, now you know, it does have eye tracking and foveated rendering where, you know, they can concentrate on just where your eyes are looking, and everything else they can take away pixels from and use all that power, all that GPU power for just where your eyes are focused. So they can do a lot, you know, at the PS5, even though it's not the most powerful system compared to like a computer processor. They can do so much because they can eye track you, and where your eyes are looking is where they can focus all of that power to. So that's a big thing with PSVR2. That's not something that we're getting with the Quest 2. We're not getting the Quest 3. We're not getting the eye tracking. What we are getting with the Quest 3, and this is a huge difference between the Quest 3 and, to me, PSVR2, is we're getting pancake lenses, which means with the PSVR2, you have a very small sweet spot. If your headset is not right in that sweet spot and right over the eyes where you need it to be, things look blurry. Once you find that sweet spot, everything looks great, but you can't move your headset around or you're going to lose that sweet spot. So you really need to, you know, focus in on that sweet spot, and it's not that big. With the Quest 3 getting pancake lenses, you can literally see, you can see everything. You can see everything no matter where you move it. You know, pancake lenses, and unfortunately I picked up a penalty here. So, you know, the race going on here, when I pick up a penalty, I'm running second. I'm going to race a little bit different. I know I'm way ahead of P3. So I'm happy taking a P2 here. I'm not going to drive overly aggressive with a half a second penalty. I'm not going to ruin the driver in front of me's race. So that's definitely an important thing on this last lap, knowing that I'm going to serve a half a second penalty. So the question is, you know, would I be able to overtake him and get that far ahead of him where he won't be able to overtake me back? And because the way we've been running and, you know, tight back in, you know, 1 and 2, and I haven't been able to pass him yet, you know, in my head, I'm not going to pass him and get that much ahead of him. So for me, from here on, you know, I'm just happy to settle with a P2 and just follow behind, not ruin his day, and not, you know, risk him the win. You know, let him get the win. He raced it. He deserves it. I got a penalty. I'm not going to get that far ahead, and I don't want to ruin his race and take him out. So, you know, the big thing with Quest 3 is the pancake lenses, and, you know, the sweet spot is you. So you can, wherever you put it, you should be able to see everything clear. But again, we're not getting eye tracking. But from the Quest 2 to the Quest 3, they are raising the resolution. So I am excited to try it. I'll definitely let you guys know what I think. If you wanted me to do a video on it, you know, I'm thinking about doing, obviously, a video on the Quest 3 and iRacing and how much I like it, and compare it to the PSVR2 headset with my PC. My PC is a 3080 GPU with an i7 Intel processor. I think it's 10th gen maybe. So, you know, pretty powerful PC. So curious how it runs against PSVR2. But again, the game, the fun is GT7 is a really fun game. I'm really enjoying it. If the VR even looks that much better on a Quest 3 in iRacing, you know, I don't think it's not gonna pull me away from GT7 because I love GT7. The Quest 2 looks good to me compared to PSVR2. They both look really good to me, and it didn't pull me away from GT7. So I'm just curious how much better it does look, and I'm gonna be curious if it's gonna look so much better than PSVR2 with the pancake lenses, obviously with the higher resolution than the Quest 2 that we're getting. So I'm really curious to see. But yeah, you know, I keep saying, you know, I'll do some iRacing more. I'll get back into it maybe. I'm definitely never going to be, I'm not going to be dropping GT7, but I am frustrated. So this is actually a good week to get the Quest 3 headset and do some iRacing, because I don't think I'll be racing until they fix this issue, because I can't just be sitting here for 15, 20 minutes and not get in a race. Let me know what you guys think of this whole issue. You know, are you as frustrated as I am? Are you guys just giving up until it's fixed, or are you guys still trying to get into races? Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thumb it up, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. We out of here. Oh, I finished P2. Yeah, we out of here. Peace.